Dear all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners, for the Chan practice, we emphasize on the practice. On the practice, we try to maintain doubt. Just like the Buddha mentioned, self-nature is non-duality. Self-nature is equal and non-dual, equality and non-duality. So if we believe in our own mind, then we can say it's equal and non-dual, and no self-attachment. And the meaning of clear understanding of enlightenment, when we practice this Chan practice, we are going toward that. So for our practice, it's not just for understanding, for knowledge, but it's on the practice to lead us there. So the Tao will help us not to differentiate, and it will not get stuck with the subject and object. So when we lean toward differentiation, wrong, right, good, bad, or like love, emotional love, hatred, or unfavorable or favorable condition. So those are duality. So if we maintain the doubt, then we'll leave behind this duality. So when there is, we have the mindset of unfavorable and favorable, that is still in the duality and is still going against each other. So for us as a practitioner, in any circumstances, we can interact with all kind of conditions. We're not going to try to avoid all conditions or any condition or any circumstances, any day life activities. We just remember to return to our practice. We can accomplish, we can perform our task, we can fulfill our task, our obligation. And when we believe in our own mind, totally believe in our mind, then our practice will lead us to the accomplishment, to the success. So when we practice, we should not give a rise to a thought of differentiation, should or should not. So on the practice, when we practice, is to strengthen our belief in our own mind, and we rely on good new advisor and Dharma friends, and to improve our right view. So we will practice to eradicate the self-attachment. If we let the consciousness coming in, the mind to differentiate, to come in, then we stay in the duality. Then we still in the duality, and will not be in the in a equality. So the good no advisors keep mentioning, keep reminding all practitioners to go back, to return to the practice. So the patriarchs or the Buddhas, they also mention to try to help the disciples, their disciples, to let go of all the attachments. So if we know anytime a thought arises in our mind about duality, about attachment, about seeing things as real, then we just let go and go back to the practice. So we have to be careful when we listen to the Dharma talk. We should not go after the explanation. So when we practice this way, the chant leading us to the Huato state, the no thought of the state of no thought arise. That is the state that we are leaving behind the duality, the self-attachment. So Master Laikwa, he always advised practitioners to keep asking the question clearly and be diligent on the practice. But for us, sometimes we give rise to a fear thought, a thought of fear. So Master Laikwa also mentioned about a practitioner practice to the point that we feel like we're not better than anybody, then that is compatible with the patriarch chant. So Master Laikwa also mentioned when we practice this Dharma door, one word from great vehicle like Lotus Sutra, we cannot use, we cannot attach to them. So all the texts, all the explanation from the sutra, the Buddha and the patriarchs, they really want us to bring forth the Bodhi mind. So the practice is actually leading us to the liberation. So we try not to differentiate. We not attach. Try not to attach. So it's not move or unmove, wrong or right. But sometimes, like we give rise to a thought, I'll just leave my mind empty. I will not differentiate. That's not it. So if we can maintain the doubt accord with the principle, then that is the right intention from the Buddha and the patriarch. So when we have the practice, anytime we listen to or anytime we read from the sutra, from the explanation, we will be able to recognize right and wrong. So anytime if we read an explanation from other people, if it's right or wrong, then we will be able to recognize them. So we need to improve and strengthen our belief in our own mind so that we practice to all the way to the accomplishment. So now it's time for sharing. Anyone who has a question can bring it up. We invite Pháp Thanh to speak. Namo Sakamoni Buddha. Master, do you hear me? Dear all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners, I would like permission to ask to present my practice. So you mentioned the Chan practitioners we should not fall into the thought of gaining, a thought of loss and fear, a thought of seeking. But for me, myself, I used to have this thought of fear. I have a practitioner, a friend, and she said, she told me, you have to be careful. It seems like you always have fear in your mind, so you have to be careful and look back and uh, look back to what you are practicing. So, so now I'm asking so that you can give me some advice and give me some motivation so I can practice correctly. If we're clear about our sickness, our self-attachment, and the sickness of not believing our own mind yet, and so if we don't believe in our own mind, we will have self-attachment. We have seeking thought, have fear. Everything will. If we don't believe in our own mind, then everything will affect us. Anytime we interact with things, then we'll more likely to have fear. So when we practice, and if we have a thought of not seeking, then that is already in duality. Because we're still living with our consciousness. The consciousness keep differentiate. It's not from consciousness to wisdom. So we're more likely still in the dream, but we fortunate that we encountered this Dharma door, the Chan practice. But we still have have have, have fear. We still have attachments. But if we do have fear, if we still have attachment, we still need to go back to the practice. So if we don't practice, if we don't keep the practice going, then we'll stay in the ignorant state. We will practice, and eventually it will lead us to the true doubt, and that state we have a chance to break through the origin of consciousness. So some patriarchs mention we need to maintain the doubt, but then some other patriarchs they mention we need to keep the doubt going until we get to the true doubt. So when we asking the question, maintain the doubt, and it's called the proper doubt, and we keep going, and then it will lead us to the true doubt, and that's the state when no thought arises. So in consciousness study, it mentioned about the state. The state where no distraction can affect us. And that is the origin of the consciousness, the sixth consciousness. So there's a master, a patriarch, mentioned when we get to this state, within a week, he got enlightened. So the cost from proper Tao to Tao is the cost of enlightenment. So just like when we drop a piece of rock in the pond or in the water, then it will all the way go down to the bottom. So without doubt, without enlightenment, no doubt, no enlightenment, great doubt, it will lead us to great enlightenment. It will break through all three stages: the beginning, and the second, and the third state. So the third one, which is the beginning state, the fourth stage is still we still have a thought of enlightenment, knowing that we enlighten. So the third stage, going to the third stage, then it's completely wipe out the attachment, the self-attachments. So small enlightenments, when we get to the small enlightenment, we still get attached to the Dharma. So he just mentioned about the four stages, Tu Da Huang. That is when people get to that state, they already enter the sages, and they keep moving forward, going forward. They don't going back anymore. They get to the state of non-retreat. So the state of Alahan, he just mentioned about, like, give an analogy, like a person who got drunk and they just stay in that state for a long time. So the Alahan, they get attached to this state and they abide in this state for a long time, and they may let go of this state when they encounter the Buddha. So for our practice, so in this world, as ordinary being, we still have fear because we still have self-attachment. Even we enter the sages, the sage states, the state of sages, we still have fear. As ordinary people, as ordinary beings, we still have thoughts of differentiation. So when we practice, our practice is according to the meaning of the sentence in a Diamond Sutra, is according to the four stages of attachment in the Lavangatra Sutra. So as a practitioner, we need to rely on good advisor and Dharma friends so that we can keep going and practice correctly, and we will leave behind the duality. So the doubt will lead us to doubt, lead us to the origin of the consciousness, to the state of no thought arise, So that is the meaning of our practice as Shan, Huato, investigating Chan. Master Xu Yun mentioned it's like a 100-foot pole. We need to go forward another step. So this day considered to be a sadhana, which is a split second, millisecond. When we step forward, when we got to the 100-foot pole, we step one more, we do one more step, and then we get to the state, which is the millisecond. That is the enlightenment. So as ordinary mean for us, when we keep the practice going, then slowly we will understand the intention of the Buddha and the patriarch, and then we'll be more clear about the teaching, the practice. So whenever we have a seeking thought, a thought of gaining, a thought of fear, at that moment, just go back to the practice. Just ask the question. So one of the master, Chan master, mentioned even a person, a long-time practitioners, they still have fear. So Master Lai Wa mentioned, stated that we should not have a thought of wanting, want to accomplish this or that, want to become a patriot or enlightened. Just go back to the practice. Just keep the doubt. That's what he mentioned. So the Buddha reminds us we have to be careful, because he said the sound hero, they still have ignorance, and then even Bodhisattva, they're still not clear about when they enter the womb. So the sound hearers still have delusion, have a delusional thought, and Bodhisattva still not clear. So as a practitioner, when we practice, we keep the practice going. It's like we make sure that our eyes, it's like we're protecting our eyes. So as a practitioner, we should not have a mindset of having fear in our mind, saying that we need to go work, save money. And we keep differentiate things all the time. All these thoughts will make us stay in the birth and death, in the cycle of birth and death. So as a practitioner, we rely on the long-time practitioners, good know advisors, to help us, to motivate us, so that we can keep the practice going. So just like a child, when a child is still a baby, it needs help from the parent to feed them food. So when we still ignorant, we need help from the teachers, from good know advisors. But when we really understand the practice, understand the teaching, more clear about the teaching, then we can be on our own. At that state, we will cherish the Dharma, and then we will strengthen our faith and our practice. Did you understand my explanation? Yes, I do. Thank you so much. We would like to invite Kim Ying to speak. Namo Sakamuni Buddha, dear all monks or nuns, and the rest of the assembly. Dear Master, the previous day you gave the instructional talk about. I just heard you lately. You mentioned about like when we have fear in our practice, and we have some success in our for practice. So when we give rise to a thought of try to perform a task, and sometimes at this moment it's the same. At the same time, it's a thought of eradicate the self-attachment and attach to the self. So if we keep the practice, maintain the practice, we don't differentiate, we don't attach, we don't go after this, we not abide on them, not clinching on them. So actually at this moment, we are cold with condition. When we're talking about prajna, contemplation of prajna, we just go back to the practice, maintain the doubt. Sometimes we have a very good guess, very good prediction. You just give an analogy like second grader and first grader. The second grader is sometimes a student try to explain the lesson from second grade to the first grade, and they don't understand, and we begin to scold them that they are not smart. So sometimes, because of self-attachment, sometimes we do good deeds, but actually it's not good deeds because it's self-attachment. So between good deeds and bad deeds, it's still in duality. So as a practitioner, we stay on the good deeds all the time. Then slowly will lead us out of duality and break through the self-attachment. When we're talking about wealthy and poor, not wealthy, but wealthy people, they're not satisfied with their accomplishment or their. So like billionaire, they not satisfied because of their greed. So between wealthy and not wealthy, it's still in duality. And so like wealthy people, they still they want to be more wealthy. They and, wealthy people they still have suffering. The wealthy people, the more uh, wealthier they are, the more worries, more they have more fear. So sometimes, as ordinary people, when they don't have that much money, but they satisfy with with what they have. So so happiness or not or sadness is not really has to do with wealthy or not wealthy. We can't define what happiness between people between people are poor and people are wealthy. But for us as a practitioner, as a Dharma practitioners, we need to practice to be able to let go of the self. So when we ask a question, maintain it out, we actually slowly will leave behind the duality and we'll get to the enlightenment state. We'll just keep asking the question and maintain it out. We don't do anything different. But when we practice, we need to practice according to the principle: no seeking, no gain, no fear, and we practice on the path, the right path, which is the right view. And when we try to rely on the triple jewels, it's like we rely on our ourselves, on nature. Uh, but for now, we rely on uh, the triple jewels, the worldly triple jewels, and the triple jewel within ourselves, which is the on nature. So in the triple jewel will help us to practice correctly, practice according to the principle. If without them, it's like when we walk at night, there's no light, no no flashlight, no light. So that's why we need to rely on the triple jewel, on the good no advisor, uh, and we be able to practice correctly and get on the right path. So the cost of the proper dharma is actually it's like a thought. When we accept the thought of being real, then that is ignorance. But when we let go of the thought, we're not attached to any thought. That's the thought of wisdom. That's wisdom. So you understand. Time is up. Namo Sakamuni Buddha.